Pai, I have several questions about the privacy NPRM you're considering. Press reports indicate that the predicate is an assumption that ISPs have unique access to user data, thus requiring regulation. Is this true?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Chairman. Unfortunately, under the FCC's current rules, I'm prohibited from disclosing, even to you, the chairman of the subcommittee, the particular details of the proposal, unless the chairman expressly authorizes it.
Seriously? You can't disclose even to us?
Under the current FCC rules, that is correct.
Chairman Wheeler, can you address this? I'm confused as to why your fellow commissioners are not allowed to answer questions as to what's in the privacy proposal you've circulated, but I understand you and your media team and others are free to speak about it in public. This, to me, is an issue. I know it's running that way, perhaps it's run that way in the past, but it seems peculiar that the other commissioners can't comment, but you can. Will you let them comment? Can you address this whole?
So I don't think that I heard Commissioner Pai answer the question you asked him, which was, is there a difference between the data that an ISP sees and what an edge provider sees?
So what I said is I had several questions.
Answering that question has nothing to do with what any specific paragraph of a proposal might say.
All right.
Point one. Point, if I may, point two. There is a full-throated already discussion about these kinds of concepts,
right? But
which don't translate into the specific language. And three, if I, with respect, sir, three, the notice of proposed rulemaking is very specific, and the reason you have a notice of proposed rulemaking is so specific language can be put out so that it can be commented on by the public and have a full-voiced debate, which we will have on the specific language of this item starting next week.
I think it's intriguing to me and disheartening to me that the commission is set up in a way that the chairman can propose something, the chairman can talk about something, and I'm not picking on you personally here, but just the way the system works. It's like if I proposed a bill circulated among all of us, and then my friend Mr. Doyle is prohibited from communicating on it publicly, or Mr. Pallone, I think you would have a different view of our process. Commissioner Pai, is that not a corollary that in effect that's what happens? The chairman of the FCC, take Mr. Wheeler out of it, any chairman can propose something, that chairman or chairwoman can comment on it ad infinitum, New York Times, anybody, but you as a commissioner can't?
That's
even
exactly
to
right.
us?
That's exactly right, Mr. Chairman. It's a bizarre state of affairs where we have to pass something before the American public is allowed to see it, with a narrow and particularly notable exception of the chairman and his staff being able to push out misleading fact sheets, do press calls, and otherwise push their agenda before this full-throated discussion has a chance to germinate.
Commissioner O'Reilly, do you encounter the same?
Yes, sir. I've written about this, and I believe the chairman has an opportunity to write a simple letter to authorize all commissioners to speak for the end of his, as needed on any item through the end of his tenure. He has declined to do that so far.
Have other chairs done that?
They have provided more specific on particular items, but what I'm suggesting is that the current process is just simply broken. I'm not sure that other commissioners or other chairmen have provided such descriptions as my colleague just provided, where you're getting the blog, you're getting the press rollout, you're getting the fact sheets that are not accurate.
And you are prohibited from commenting?
I'm actually prohibited from correcting the fact sheets when people come and meet with me. I can't say, I know you think it's going this way, but actually that's not true. I'm not allowed to tell them, gee, you're completely wrong. I've read the item. That's not right.
This just flies in the face of open, transparent government, in my opinion, and needs to change. And Chairman, I would hope you would take Commissioner O'Reilly's comments to heart. I don't know if we have to pass something here, or put an appropriation bill or what, but this is 2016. This is not 1816. We want an open and transparent process so the public can comment. We do it, or we try to the best of our ability here by putting bills out for discussion. We have rules that are made available. Everybody has a chance. I think it just needs to change. I want to ask one other question in the 7 seconds I have left, and it is to you, Mr. Wheeler. The quadrennial review of broadcast ownership rules due by June 30th. I know you all have had a lot on your plate. I've commended you for the work on the auction and all. But this one is a thorn under the, burr under the saddle. 8 years late. What's it going to take to
I
get a
intend to have
quadrennial?
it on the floor and the schedule that I gave you, sir, and we've
You'll
been
get it
working on
done?
it for months.
So it's going to be done this time by June
I'm
30?
going to put it on the floor.
All right. My time has expired. We'll now go to the